All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my brothers and sisters over here at Patreon. I'm sure that many of you already know that quite a few things is taking place this week. I'm on my second YouTube ban this year. And of course, you saw the video previously up here on Patreon and stuff, so I want to be able to try to speak to us here this morning. I've been very busy, extremely busy in the garage, a heavy duty garage, one that will last at least 50, 60 years right now. Good old organic coffee by Brother Steve and Sister Wyndham up in Canada. Thank you very much. Uh, I want to talk to us all this morning here, and I need your undivided attention. If you're doing anything, you probably need to stop and listen to me this morning, because I realize that what I'm getting ready to discuss with you all, that many times while we're going through life and while we're functioning in life, we don't take into consideration at any given time who, what, when, where, or why, or at this particular time, what hat. I'm going to use that terminology. What hat people are speaking to us in, or what position that they're in. Sometimes, you heard me use this in teaching and preaching about lenses. What lenses do you see things through? It's like right now, I have lenses. I can see on these things pretty perfectly right now. What they do, these right here are computer glasses. And these computer glasses shield the rays and stuff. I'm not going into all that. That's not what this video is about, but you probably need to stop what you're doing and listen to me very closely, okay? Because I'm going to try to do a few things in this video. I'm going to speak about the different hats, the different types of people that we come across in life. Now, I'll speak about this in general right now, and I'll probably speak in a little bit later and stick it on up until the upper echelon over there on Patreon. Okay, hallelujah. But here we go. All right, in life, one of the first stages that we all deal with, and we can't help but to deal with them, is family and then friends. These are the two associations that we find ourselves over and over and over and over again, constantly around. Now, family, you're pretty much joined to them at the hip. You're pretty much yoked together all of your life. And as you get older, you can either pick or choose to allow them either as close or as far from you as possible, or either they will pick and choose to be as close or as far from you as possible. The one thing you need to realize and comprehend is that family and friends, neither one of these two right here, and let's just use this as one category, neither one of them are advisors, they're not mentors, they're not leaders, or they're not guides for you in life, especially not reliable ones. Most time, if family is trying to give you advice or advise you, sometimes they have been in places to where they can try to lead you, to guide you, but you really truly don't know the character of them, especially if there's someone that is very distant. Now, let's go over the next one. All right, so we're in life. We're going to have family. We're going to have friends. All right, let's look at the next thing. Let's look at someone who are leaders. All right, leaders. And I realize, listen, that when I tell y'all these things, everybody in life had different experiences. It's kind of like these computer glasses right here. When I look out these computer glasses, I will see things a little bit different than you do. But they're there, and they're designed to be there to actually block certain things from us. This emanating from the computer, unbeknownst to our natural mind. You have to literally be conscious of this. Okay. So let's talk about leaders. A leader, a true leader, is someone who is on the mission or on the journey with you. There's an old phrase, an old statement out there. Enjoy the journey, not the destination, because when you get to the destination, then you can enjoy it then. But a real true leader is the next category, right? Is someone who is on the mission. And y'all have to please forgive me sometime, because a lot of times when I speak, I realize that I actually sprinkle in some of my military experience and the way that I've talked as an NCO while I'm making these particular videos, but just bear with me. But a leader is someone who is on the journey with you, all right? And you must realize and understand this, that a leader, when they're in that position, they are there for the sole purpose to make sure that the mission, the task, the job, or the goal gets accomplished. Does that make sense? All right. A lot of times we go through life not even really truly realizing what position or what place someone is in. And when we don't realize what position or what place someone is in, what we'll do is we will, if we're not mature enough, we'll get offended because we're thinking that someone is trying to lord over us, because we don't understand the different categories or the different functions that people are operating by. A leader at this particular time doesn't have a hat on to be your friend or your family. Am I making any sense? All right. What a leader's job is designed to do is to try to help you to finish and get towards a common goal. The goal that we as a team, a common goal we as a people, that we're all setting towards, setting our eyes, we're setting our mind towards the prize. And so in that, we have to have leaders. And they have to be someone that that is a leader, and not someone who's trying to be a leader, or someone who hasn't who believe themselves and fancy themselves to be a leader. And really what a lot of times what people do is they are in a advisory position, not communicating to you that they're only giving you advice and they're not leading you. You have to understand, sometimes advice can be good advice, can be bad advice, but anytime someone is giving you advice about something, the majority of the time they usually are not there on the journey or on the mission or on the task with you. They're just giving you their opinion, and that opinion can be good or bad. That's the same way if you're working out here on the job. It's the same thing when I was in the military. People can give advice all day long, especially if you ask somebody, what do they think? You see, if we ask someone, what do you think? And they give you their advice, it's not gospel truth. It's not the end all and be all. What you're doing is you're trying to broaden your horizons. You're trying to receive more information. And when you receive this information, you're receiving this information so that you can actually meditate on this, think on this, and then take whatever advice or whatever it is that's been added to the thought that you had asked for, and proceed forward and use the best plan and course of action that you believe, especially if you're the leader in a particular task, that will help you all get towards the common goal. It will help you to all finish the mission or finish the task. I learned a lot in the civilian sector that a lot of times if you ask somebody for their advice and you don't take it, sometimes these people advise or advisors, they get upset when you don't take their advice. But all you did was ask for their advice. You did not ask them for the gospel truth. And so there's a lot of maturity, there's a lot of things that people have to come to. So you have to exercise the art of hearing. When you're really truly listening to someone, you have to really truly exercise the art of hearing. All right. To make sure you're really truly hearing the way that you should. And when you're really truly listening to someone, make sure, like the book talks about, that you're listening to the thought and the intent of someone's heart. Okay. Um, let's deal with a guide, or a guide, a guide. Let's say you ever been on a journey before? Like, let's say if you was going hiking, or you was going to climb Mount Everest, or you was going to be in the Caribbean, and you're going to go on a scuba diving journey, or you're going to go snorkeling, or you're going to be climbing up a mountain or fall or whatever it is. Just pick something, okay? Or you're going into the Great Smoky Mountains up here, and you have some people that are sitting there that their position is guide. Okay, a guide is someone who has been there, done it. A guide is someone who is literally a subject matter expert. A guide is someone who can actually not only demonstrate, but they can show you not only the way. Uh, they can tell you the reason why we're here. They've done this many times before, um, and it's the same outcome every single time. But a guide is only an expert in a certain area, and that's it. Just because you know a little bit about something does not make you an expert. Just because you know a little bit about something does not make you a qualified guide in every aspect of life. And just because someone is speaking to you and when their mouth is open, it does not mean that what they're saying, wisdom is flowing out of it. Because a lot of times when people are guiding, and there's this double-minded spirit where they're actually just giving you advice, if you understand what I mean. But if you don't know for sure firsthand that they are an expert in this matter, uh, then you probably want to take whatever they're saying as with a grain of thought. Okay. Then another area is in life. People, I noticed this in the time that we're living in now. I noticed that people pick and choose if they're going to have mentors or not in life. Most people not even familiar with all these different categories right here. A mentor uh, is someone who is, listen to me very closely, someone who is and has a track record of being a trusted advisor. You hear I said? And when I use that word trust, I'm talking about something big. I'm not talking about you have your own particular rule book of what you consider to be someone who's trustworthy and who's not. I'm talking about someone that is a trusted advisor, someone who's a trusted leader. That's what a mentor is. And usually a mentor is someone that actually cares a lot about you. And depending on where you're at, many times you don't even know it. Sometimes it takes a few years for people to realize, you know what, this person really truly has my best interest in mind. All right. And usually, uh, mentors, and I'm going to use my old beard now. I ain't got too much gray hair up here, but I'll use my beard. But usually, mentors is someone who is older and a hell of a lot more experience. Around here, Straitway, we have this saying, don't try to reinvent the wheel. I mean, if you've seen something, you saw something that worked, use that, replicate it. If you can build on it and perfect it, do that. But why try to go out there and do something totally opposite? Just because someone give you advice and you can't even really, they never even really truly made it to the stage to be someone who can be trusted. Um, leaders also have a direct input. They have direct input And they also have management. I'm trying to say this to where people can understand this. They also have direct management in your lives. For instance, I'm the pastor here at the headquarters here at Straitway, and I'm also the leader of the whole entire ministry. And I have many communities underneath me. You look in the scriptures, the chain of command, it's already there. But leaders are there to direct and manage your life if you are part of the team. If you're not part of the team, or if you're not part of the family, um, with all this has to do with being in the science stuff. You can see the difference, but there's a big time difference between someone who is a mentor and someone who is an advisor. An advisor, they don't have your best interest in mind. That goes back to the category we spoke about first, which is family. Just because they're family, it doesn't mean that they have your best interest in mind. They're giving you advice. I mean, many of us have already grew up in families where someone always believed that they had a monopoly on life and a monopoly of truth. But when you look into their lives, you can tell whether they was either successful or unsuccessful. And for the most part, many of them are not successful. You and you alone choose your mentors. You do. Sometimes you consciously do this. Sometimes you unconsciously do this. If someone is not an expert on a particular task or subject that you're doing, and I'm gonna say this carefully again, just because someone gives advice about something, it does not mean that it's the best advice. Advice could either be good or it could be tragic, and it could hurt you. Either way it goes, you follow me. All right. So just because someone gives you advice, don't be stupid and allow the people who gives you advice to be your mentor. I hope I'm not mixing this up in it because, again, remember, a mentor is someone who is a trusted advisor. So, if someone does not have your best interest at heart, then do not let them or do not allow them to give you advice. Is this making any sense? All right. So we covered a few things here. This is a good ice-breaking video right here. Something that I normally would put on YouTube. I'm probably glad I didn't. I'm glad I did because I actually been very proactive over here on Patreon. You got to go out there and tell everybody else about Patreon. More like we're going to broadcast Straitway live, and maybe I don't know. We'll see a couple other categories that we could end up getting and simulcasting and getting the word out as best as we can. Anyway, I'm hoping that I said something to stimulate thought, okay? Let me see if I got anything else on my mind right now. I think this should do pretty good, especially for being early in the morning. So anyway, I'm glad that y'all took the time out to listen to me for a second. And remember, no matter what you're doing in life, I don't care, be you on the community, be you at homestead, be you on the job, be you out with your friends or family or whatever you want to call it, okay? You really truly need to learn, and you heard me say this over and over again, learn how to exercise the art of hearing. Because when someone is speaking to you, they're coming from a certain perspective. They're coming from a certain spirit. They're trying to communicate something. And it's up to you to be able to decipher what category that they're in or what hat do they have on. And if they're giving you something, you want to determine what lenses not only you are viewing these things through, but what lenses that they are viewing through as well. All right. You have a wonderful day. All right. I'm going to get myself ready here in about another 30 minutes or so. Everything, do a few things and stretch out here and get on back up at the rain this morning. Looks like it's kind of dry up a little bit. I hope so. All right. Have a wonderful day. Hope I helped.